Ashanti Regional Minister no onya butro
drone services. It will interest you to know some of the items they fly. Items like condom.
I didn't know one country Ghana for say. Growing up, me the buy, me the buy condom. Timumbusabo, me saw the condom yede.
Well, I disagree.
And that is what His Excellency the President has directed us to do.
I'm a teacher. How the minister, Harry Idrisu, warned us. So the few teachers who tried are now those who are facing prosecution.
And some my phone you know kwaba epiem emra jumadi esia fanasia. And some are a koso o my Ghana mu. Yedini nyina ebre ahefo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Komobebre and a Freeman Penny Asiye ba health minister a drop information bi afa drone and afa Zipline. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Vice President, or the PMU, Ewo, Omai Ghana Mua, na ore san hon samrane, Abusia, and Sanbe Togano, and Komobebre, and a Koso, Ewo, Omai Ghanam, quick one, ye be room, na a duhon, Komo, and Komobebre, so, and a free NPP, Amano Kono, Asia, e by a fantasy, Yedinina, e bre Ifona, Asenso, Wachakwa, could dim Komobi, Ama, and Comonachino. And some bebre and a freche eba or between Ashanti Regional Minister na and some Asenso Buachakwa Kano Akuffo and some Eddie Abre NPP any Asenso Buache quick one ebe room na yakwakotie and what you know ebe bohon komobaran commander ansana ebe ransom nim
of course
na ye didimu nkomo no me pese ye this story we estate na ye bono quick one na fe no ye kwanim o se enche and a 2025 batch. What's if one woman controye? Now, resource in the buyer no. A woefully pathetic and quadano fairly. And I'm sure I'm for Kase, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and an abine. Woman, a bad luck government. Woman, a better now, so I must say education sector. I'm a quadano failing. It didn't come over be a coso, maybe Musso, just say, I'm a rock, of course. No one for Kase. Nana Lonko Akuffo and an abine. Woman, I mean, funny said one more time, and I'm Kwadawe a static school. In the south, the way are not free SHS Nicity, double track, yellow, green, and one sense. And I'm so, I'm Kwadai, Aquaqua Greda, and Sana and Fata, but I'm saying, no Kase. Teacher Foni Biaba confirm me say, Nana Lonko Akuffo time. Na woman, Kwadano po. Na Akuffo Muja, woman, almost soki upon the man Kwadano. But an NDC abide here. I woman ya womu Haruna Idrisu. When ya teachers now more man kwadano po. Enti wedi ya kwadano do ma dwen troye. Quick one. Yenti we mrane koba ebe to aso.
This George Parkwesi Dodu says I'm a teacher, and 90% of the bitter truth is that the teachers were prevented from writing the exams for the students. He continues, we have been getting apor in quotes and answering questions for them to gain good grades. But how the minister, Harry Idrisu, warned us, we were then afraid, so we didn't try at all. So the few teachers who tried are now those who are facing prosecution.
Right, and then some doso. No, correct. But then, and some are today. Okay. You know, come away, Obiba can say, yenya confirmation. Okay. First, no, dear, can who, oh, teacher for first, no. Almost solve questions in a man quadano, then quadano the upon the tro, as I'm no quadano and penny for Guman quadano. But this time, and penny for and shut down Musa, or we a street, I won't quadano so. First, the can ask ye catite, but then teacher Nina Sisudia. Credit Enco Enfa Emma TV3. Okay. Quick one, young way.
Well, Director, Mamma was in the first place, nothing. Yen chair for said the Biano. Now, yen shas and I yen Nimco. Director, and semi buying a confirmation of and command in a year dinner. Yet the end of the acquire, ye why, but teacher in India or ye part of the situation into or no, and I will no cry, womb. Not seminal. Doctor Pennyfo say assembly dance here, a cabinet dance here. Or no way teacher near our system nim. Nti onim de ekoso in the system. And all catcher say, and no any the cause of Unkalani failure. Now many no enye chinye baku say. Many no ya 100%. Per the mania ko. The writer in June 2025, 21st of June. ɛna news popping up say invigilators ya invigilate afi wasi no ya chibi mu de makopie mu e court na wei eye brekum
say eno kwa na akwai presenter this for aso yi
mo enti ya dibi mu court e wo brekum in the Bono region akoba say ya fine teacher ni no 10,800 Ghana cedis but 108 million so when tia on them 25 months 2 years 1 month after say o man kwada no etwe apor but in the previous times how many times now they say teacher ni bi invigilate in wasi ama ya che no na esi on them 2 years and I find no 10,000 Ghana cedis when was the last time
na say enkwada no nana do don ko Akuffo time
of course
men kan sa se we dey sa na be kan no
no
mu yusu ebi mu yusu apor na the exams no
correct
but then how na idrusu die on twema
Russia eno na ma eto da bia se yeyi mpanifu a yenyi mpanifu a obehwe wanim na waka no kra kyerɛw and eno ne reality no because enkwada ne yenkwada oman ne yom dia in the future and ye ntimi nsai wo mo na ye nsan ka se ye build oman na to na dachi oma betoa so aye ni ye
okay waka asem say China enkwada ne bo apo a
of course
2024 batch 2023 batch yes o nkwada na twakama nkwada na bi ko university a yes o mu ntimi sa nkwada we ya na eba benyini na me no mienu o ma ba be di enso ye na no ma ye ba be wo mu no
of course
sa nkwada we na eba be di o man Ghana so e di sa nkwada we no akwakodu o man Ghana so a e di no mu nya o man no o be say o man totally
in the next 30-40 years o mu no man ni be hye wo mu nsem enti o mu be say o man ni dia ma future generations no because one omo share chronoboss intem because omo nim say system near corrupt and then you see to corruption as reset reset the minds of Ghanaians in see betima reset ya yen share same free nkwada no so penny a wenya 70 years say oye kromfo a want to reset na adwempo a enti obewu owu a okọ but akwada afi no 20 years or 18 years say sam kwada no mom ya kromfo a just oman no any future
but then after say how na idrusu yes adwuma we nyina chi no amanfo awofo no bi ebo NDC aban His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo mo bo mo so bo so wo na ama nkwada na mpase
rota wonim awofo bi a bebo minister ne so bo no eye niema mienu either say awofo no onti education ase ana say sebi Akuffo political lenses e dia hye nani rota education system no ade ba ko a me mpese de be politics no because ye peniye se nkwada ne ye kama e bobua oman ne dache but nkwada ne say ya wu rota enkwada yi obeka ya omo twere wasi wieye videos ana enam social media ne say omo beji omo maame mu ene omo sisters omo kunu mu ene omo boyfriends that was the topic ana enam abontia the bia omo TikTok ene omo ye in the sesan kwada we ye for so omo pass say chinchina ye mo awo mo na omo pass say dia awofo ni beji a ene na ye tu ya mena esie ye ho the writer ye man kwada ni face reality nti de bia meka say ye education system no ye one problem. Right, other countries, them kwada said they solve problem. But they hano, ye nchirem kwada said they solve problem. Ye nchirem kwada said ye anybody and ebasa who say akwada no. Ye nchire wo say in a building a country no. Who here say who say who study their thing na oye adwuma den ebasa say o man appointment obe find a proper way say obetimi execute the plan but fa jiriko go say chinchire chia memfa we say means bi na me go through eno de me ni obi anya adwen
quick one commander yemfi ho enkwada na bapo di abusua onso betimi a chewa adwen e wo comment section ho health minister kasa na okasa ye no expose bebre e na todwa amanfo bo Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sobo amanfo se nkofo se wo mbewia ye yentie sama health minister e de atodwa mre koba expose ni nyina dodo na ahya
drone services. A contract was signed in 2018. It took effect in 2019. And as part of the contract, there were clauses known as take or pay clauses in the agreement. And the contract was sole sourced. Now, for every month, Ghana government was and is supposed to pay $88,000 per center per month. $88,000 per center per month. So if you do the computation, we are paying more than, because we have 6 centers, so we are paying a little over $500,000 every month for the services of the drones. What is more interesting, and I think everybody needs to know, is the fact that in the beginning of this contract, the idea was that we were not going to use government of Ghana money to pay the services of the drones. And I have the Hansards here during the debate on the floor of the House. And the quotation from the then minister responsible for Health, Ajimamanu, I have it here. I think that the question was asked about why the signature of the minister responsible for finance then was missing in the contract. And he had this to say, among other things. Mr. Speaker, I would want to stress again that the Honorable Minister for Finance did not put his signature on because this is not going to be done from the consolidated account. The public purse is not going to come in here, unquote. And the whole discussion has to do with the fact that they were not going to pay from the government of Ghana fund. And some other stakeholders were engaged, and I've had the opportunity to verify from them, including the GMA then. And same argument was advanced. And apart from saying this on the floor of the House, government of Ghana has paid a lot of money to the Zipline. Apart from that, their services was to concentrate on the hard-to-reach areas and emergency services. But upon review of the activities, what we have realized is that the hard-to-reach areas constitute only 12% of the activities, 12%, 1-2. And emergency services is 4% of the activities. And it will interest you to know some of the items they fly. Items like condom, blood donor cards, not blood donor cards, mosquito nets, food and nutrition items, adhesive tapes, syringes and needles, education materials, among other things, textbooks, exercise books, uniforms, and a lot more. So these are some of the items they have been flying. And so when we came to office, we think that there must be value for money. And therefore, we are engaging them. So if you hear that we are not engaging Zipline, it's not true. We have met more than 3 times, and we are still engaging them to know how we can have value for money. And that is what His Excellency the President has directed us to do. That in our respective ministries, we must make sure that whatever we are doing, we have value for money.
Okay, Commander.
Yeah, Director.
Health Minister. Minta Akando.
Of course.
Na sa drone ne one Zipline we know.
Yeah.
It seems Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Of course.
So Dr. Mahmoud Baumia say on this idea ne buy. On the be PM our Ghana.
Yeah.
It we say no me yenye Akuffo don sinche.
No correct.
Ne Dr. Mahmoud Baumia kon boot for boot.
Yeah.
And some bebre na toda. And Juma Ababe DNA.
Okay.
But then among for say I John Dramani Mahama and na banka sadi omuntwam.
Director, me baby am tea. Se edi afe na aban na ntwam a me ni aban na nya adwen.
Esi den na se me tea bibi om se nka eni so oman no ye fa no se na ni kwan se government edi ni sika shem but the true baby no sika akom.
Well, Director, unim. Yama asem na airtime no say in the contract, yeah, the contract no call parliament ya. You could debate on it no. Contract ni ehemu say yenyi aban sika emfa nkonkotua drones no hoka Zipline no. Nti health minister kire mu say Mr. Kenoforiata na oye finance minister as at that time one sign document no so assign say na yenyi aban one city emfa nko ono no oye finance minister enze yenji aban sika dia ehun hia say bi obayi ni sika e de akwa anaso de ne contract e be kwa ko paper no so afa die ewie ya na aban $88,000 a month for one center.
Oh.
And out of 6 centers, not just every month, $520,000 for 6 centers here in Ghana. Sorry, Nyansa Bay in the womb. The writer, Nkomowe, Yan politics, but Yan cannot create.
No, sir, MPP are buying dear. Mufan Chamio, MPP are buying dear. Adia no eba omso no omada ye Ghana for
of course
say we say no oman no moka bia ebe wi achie no oman na boka enya so na kanofori ataye
the same thing kanofori ata say onya ketua ye wie ya no aboye kasusuro national cathedral om say for oman sikansi ye wie oman sika over $97 million. The writer and Nunquadan after a year drones zipline. Yes, see him far or my second bishop. Yeah, $520,000 a month. Oh, Sebi or Mino, yes, see Canadian idea. Oh, the writer baby and common and said, Dr. Mahmoud me at this moment. Ne policy be or the buy bia Nyansaba could say any. And the Encanisha. Oh, I am Cassin Nyansenim. Man property like man policy or the buy bia and fast wabako. Any policy. The rest of the entire makers and say, Uncle Foko Tobe Kuma policy and Famba.
Oh, sir, policy ni buhayana a good, but come fast here a bit to say, almost condoms no defa.
The writer winning. The entire say policy when you send him in the bin. The writer sorry say me say you should have wedding be, but also justify the entire makers as the writer say, health centers are who they are Ghana no. Enuro modern. Any pharmacies akese e wo nkronki 20 areas bi into obi hospital. Na ya de any emergency na ohia dro na adro ni ho a yemfa drone and fly a drone and ko honfan command and control. A good idea. But at the end of the day, all the condom at to drone e dey free se hwe so ko se hwe kontomra. Odi afiri kumase konfa no che odi drone no ekọ drobon so odi kọ sabronum odi kọ adope ewura condom right nyansa be ni wom condom emergency drug na
o say condoms and afi no blood donor cars mosquito net wa
right odi poso ho
mosquito net nyina no ye de
mosquito net daben and a mosquito net emergency drug e was say ye de ko ba bi ekwohwe obi urgent dabenda
we na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia so de ade bia be friend drone anti ye hwe so mfa ne mra 2028
insema ye ken the bia people for bi ko social media omo see NDC from camp policy ba ko a atofo ase na send this ba ye omo dia ba yemfa ne say oman no economy ni ejina na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia obetima mention over 30 policies way many policies no
and say textbooks NAP exercise books na uniforms in account
better NT mine moka wo the textbook wa ye betima load go pickups e dey ache ye dey pickups impo ye timi di manika wo the textbooks no go drone mu a fly na every month ye twa $88,000 for one center the right Sebi eye wo company obeye saade we right baby eye me ya ne say Sebi anka ye ade we na ye achieve your target akanya me ya out of na ye say di gu akwan mo
ye no ye ntimi amfa achieve your target
what the drone essa textbook what the drone essa condom what the drone essa mosquito net what the drone essa blood donor card say me mete hai na me blood donor me donate blood ya na me card wo the drone a fly me card every Accra e dey akoma me obi asunyan wo see drone services no Ghana ntua $520,000 every month wo dey sisa blood donor card
na say drone na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de be pie mu e wo oman Ghana no emfaso bi amaso am oman no
emfaso ba ku ni so
yasan boka
party say me ya ne say o say omo idea o me dey drone zipline system mi ba nyina ne say areas ya din say enuro betima ko hontentem na me dey ahwa yarefo no hard rich areas enti enkrase man so he mo the writer ye target say ye betimi akohwe ayarefo ho pa nemom drone no o madwuma o mu ye nyina no emu 12% pe anytimi course area ho nti out of 100% services o mu ye no so o mu supply enu na say drone no e fly 100 times ya emu 12 pe ene call ba bia enuro ho odin ye say enu nti na di drone ni ba no 12 pe na fly call ho na emergency cases say obi wu ewo mpatwam government hospital enti yamfa aduro emfiri konfano chinkoduru ho in the next 10 minutes enye sa obewu eye 4% out of 100 enti say drone fly 1000 times ya eye mu 40 pe na ekoye say sebi obi kesi emergency yamfa drone command
na mo the drone abase drone yamfa surprise nura ebeji ni pankwa kade mi hu ye obi dayare mpa so owu sa nipa na bia se ye ni be free kasapen ababe piem ewo konfano che no ebe teki be wan na ekwan no kura anye enti se nipa na wo se frɛ na bia di no bia ebe tumi sustain nipa na ebe tumi nipa na kakra ye dia fly akɔ ye di akɔ sisi nipa no so se da be ya sa nipa no ntimi ne kram free ne nsam
of course
sa de na no ye de ba ne ye de adada ye ho sa ye de fa condom na condom no masa
right ye de fa condom
come back as for so be na de mo man
right no crane ni say
oh say condom so e say almost age na do so
right da bia o say age addo so a ye ntiase say sabi eye priority say ayare fom kesisi emergency
na say
drone na
HIV emergency
ni emergency
nti omo de supply condom no
HIV enchi obi na enku ni kina
na say
HIV echi wo ne na kina nkwa wo ho bi da
na say Dr. Mahmoud emphasize MPP aban omo pay pa unse na beto dwa so mo kwa kotia election
chama Masaudu
omo ne gas ne kode dai
hotel
nti wi asa no anu omo de sa drones yi check condom no
mo right nti unim
nti wi omo ba be kwa kotia election no e no omo de drone no
fly condom
okay so that time na nyomo na tia ban
na no ma fly ban nti wo hwa even general election no
omo de drone fly because
omo fly supply na de medi omo ya on say from 2019 drone ni buy every year bia na chese ye bo ka $6.24 million nti $6,240,000 a year right after time say from 2018 19 20 21 22 23 24 6 years nti what time say a year over $36 million say ya ka say ye DC pharmaceutical member ni say hub na ya produce enro more enti enkrase te say kasapia obodin na ya kwa hafu mem ni akwakosi pharmaceutical hub ho a ye nnuro ho a ye be supply amasa enkuro no yakoye bi wo sahwi yakoye bi wo one potem ho ye bi wo bolgam potem pandai ye bi wo voter ye bi wo nkronkro bebrenti at the end of the day no omo produce nnuro na no ma supply for pharmacy shops ewo region na mu said ye be ya nnuro no e be very common kaya take out kaya to nyam faso
okay ense we say no enka aduro bia no
of course
enkrase kwa no a ebia mfa ne se nyina hini hospital a ne ade nuro no mo na akọ enye bia konfo no che enye bia 37 military hospital won kwa ne nu papa be wo e wo se ade bi wura ba bia
nuro bia wo konfo no che nuro bia wo 37 military hospital no e wo se yenya bi e wo very district akesie nim enti ye produce wo ho e ho ye producing factory ankasa ye produce aduro no ye wia say you drone wo enyina hina na say produce go enyina hina sorry to say obi yare wa do berra drone free nyina hini e kwa do berra how many minutes very simple bedru enu nti na Dr. Mahmoud wa me asoro say UK ni US mpo omo besua drone system na free ho omo ni nyansa cha omo hwe e car omo bo drone system na ho say dey ye bokai ya create jobs bebrebe dia ene ye bebie pharmaceutical industries bebre wo nkronkro no so na omo produce ndro na ya fani pa mama ya adwuma ye wi adro na bi okro bi aso ya fa adwumafo sika ba
na we kra no ye pekra anya se ye kwa ko biebie pharmaceutical no be district bia wo de ye wo ba bia wona omo ye ndro no a hospital saudon omo distribute to my hospital bia wo ga
very bad
simple
hospital bia health center bia
ye distribute
wo kwa dia drone be kwa gogo
eno ano no
na enwo ho at the end of the day e your mind sika
say we say no me nso me hu ni say who say e bia government ana say party bi ba ban mu a omo shada tena se no ma kreti e bia wo commander obuaye wo ye campaign me nso me ye campaign abigi nso ye campaign nti ye ba kwa be ye be fa so ne ye nyesika create bibi ami so min create bibi abigi so create bibi ni em fa wi o man no e de sa no man ye
sorry but assembly ni say ebi mu kro no mo bon amo den dodo the second for yata obeye minister of finance na no na wa create ni SMLD na to padada and ebasa very bad.
Okay.
Enti enei say who create this agenda we. Now we now be catch and say over 33 policies. Yeah, what about ya? Some policy we say be amfam faswa ma. Very bad. Yentwem.
Quick one, commanders yentwem dia. Yentwa so ne yenko hear this video emra. Na Asenso bo chesa ba be reply. Ashanti regional minister. Who say case ni bae no Asenso bo ko ka say ai enka Accra Kumasi express road man panin twem no.
Yeah.
Ashanti regional minister ebe ma comment fa ho ka say ai MPP for kwa kosi national cathedral.
Of course.
Kam national cathedral project yi kamo de ba be share road no mu a se kebetima ya wiyo.
Okay.
Asenso bo ati buafu.
O sa
wa keke na adwen ma sia me no kasei. Enkomo Asenso bo ati di no. Ghana fo bi su di na tem.
Sa.
Yenya botre nkomra.
Okay.
Abusua ensem no mo de yenkomra koba ensem wachi.
This is my mechanic. I think the Ashanti regional minister even mentioned it. Say na wunim letter to President Tra. I don't know one true biama nanado about National Cathedral and in terms of prudent spending. Sikaya committee to National Cathedral could have done a lot of routes. Why didn't you write any letter to him then?
Well, I disagree. I've been to Rome.
Yes.
I've been to Milan. I've been to many countries in Europe and even in America. We hear more cathedrals built here some 200 years ago. When they did, no, now omu rose. So what I say.
Yes.
Now there are other important infrastructure or omunye. And so omunye. Oko Milan the dome.
Asempa FM.
Over 200 years. And so yeah major ABR. But it's 7 great purpose. So what I say, it's like saying I feel no school. Unyan si dan, unyan talka. Enti on worry. So what I say. Enti cathedral ne there. Wom say GD say no cre say there are other infrastructure projects but the cathedral also important.
At the time,
exactly. And the cathedral no, is supposed to be built over time. Exactly.
And you didn't find it as a wasteful project.
Oh, it will not be wasteful. Of course, it will. I mean, we can look at, for instance, is it President Mahama say Obiara now can say Bia, you bet me cry redesigning for maybe a cost number format. Yes. All these things we can. I'm very open to
suggestions.
Suggestions are Ebema Ghana for so projecting. I don't want a situation when we are building a national project and now Obia only views different from what and you know it be at that time it be more consultations. Yes. So I'm open to that. But I'm just saying that the cathedral, even though it costs a lot of money, it's still important. And we shouldn't say because it's the cost was front, it mean infrastructure. Mimicro rules be a that doesn't mean we shouldn't build exactly because I'm also so the importance.
But our minister says 93 million or 98 million. So far I expend on the cathedral, and come bit me the dual carriage. I can once my crowd to come answer. We expect us to buy $98 million.
No. How?
Not intimate the Akano.
No.
Oh, sir.
Oh, no. Nowhere close, cry.
In this year, so 30 something percent now to complete. No, you been here, be saying.
The last year,
yes,
I think it was 2022, as I said. At that time, they about 5 point something billion for the 94 now.
94 now, that's dollars.
Ghana cedis.
5 point something billion Ghana cedis.
The inflation and the internet. It will be different. But
5 point in the emphasis in the crowd, about 6 billion Ghana cedis. In dollar term, that will be around. Will it be around $100 million?
No, to be more than that.
To be more than that.
To be more than that. About 500 or something.
500 or something million.
More than that. The Ashanti Regional Minister, no, onya butro onya butre enye bibia na ye bia no ka
o ma mo pressure
no no pressure no pressure now we be like I say 98 million can complete the rest of the 34 a year. I mean
so somebody shame one ke betimi enka mo betimi e de awie
but entimi was say ke betimi entimi
Bantama Asenso Boache. I'm very disappointed in Asenso Boache. Oh, na say my disappointed.
Me dey nyame wanwa.
I say Asenso Boache kasa no.
Okay.
I form the amount testify.
Okay.
I say onshida hu de all kan as why confused question na ebusa no. I say obi a o twan draw.
Of course.
O say o twan draw. Wani mu nkon ela o kan kwa wani mu nkon. Asenso Boache say asam na wo kan wo hu ni ti no hu ni nan.
Right, on hu ba bia o defa. Oh, but me be say correction bi kakra. Asenso Boache was be twan draw. And entro no o mbe kasa. Right, Asenso Boache kasa no o say estimatedly Kumasi highway na ye dual carriage dual road no. Right, over 5 billion Ghana cedis. But in 2024, Asenso Boache na no ye road minister. January 2024 no mo ye estimate say 1.9 billion Ghana cedis. And ye dey pay kwan no. Enti se na wa ban
5 wan.
Right, so wa ban wo power. Na mo say na nyese ye Accra to Kumasi road no. Ye baby double road ababesi. Emu 45 kilometers and ye no double road no carriage no. Ye yi bia fa baby no. Ye 45 kilometers. Enti 1.9 billion Ghana cedis. And ye estimate ya when you ministry mo ye. Enti so be ka kire ye say ye over 5.17 billion na. You better control na wo
control.
New government iba yi. And a new road minister ne ka kire ye say o hwe project no baby o mo ye kodru ya. Say ye ka se ye ka no kra. Ye kai ebo from Asase go see baby no. 3.4 billion Ghana cedis. Enumpo enuru 5 na obodi no. Nti converting to a dollar rate no. Enei dollar da 11 cedis. Time o mo ka 1.9 billion Ghana cedis. Na dollar da 14-15 cedis. Nti sa time mpo de the right na sika no enya de a eboro so bebre sa. What me point na sia. Enti enei ye nka no krankyere Asenso Boache say Rota entro emfani go si ba bia
na $98 million o de entimi wie kura na ka yemfa nto so yemfa nye bi se betuma ya konanim
Rota yemfa nye konanim se ye kosi ba bia
o tie justify
Rota ye kosi ba bia ye sanye sika kakra o ba bia ye de beto so enti move free power no ena ka mo de $98 million ni ehiem eye koduru ba bia e bia nka monfo nya interest se mo ba wie Rota Nsema yekin Asenso Boache kire me straight say sebi oni adwene a ye de eye a top politician onuru ho nwanwa say na nadu timi hwe Asenso Boache nim eye no road minister say within MPP party kakrakai enipa Ghana kwan ye betimi di ni nyina hye ne sa eye Asenso Boache
na o justify o say a national cathedral there and the yensi but express road there emi enye na national cathedral no yesia Meme wasori amiko. Commander onso wasori awoko. The national cathedral na bia betuna ba se me kwa meme na yisi ho.
Of course.
But onso ya no de yensi. But Kumasi to Accra road enu for a whole year no nkono na nipa accident eku ni boss akwan ne so no. Onso ya no de yenyai.
I'm sure.
Enu a eku nipa no. Onso ya de yenyai. Ni ekosi national cathedral.
Say ye pempa ya boa. Mampani John Dramani Mahama baya o say yenye national prayer day no efani e bompa ye e bi bo independent
ne ko bon ma so dem
mo enti ye wo ba bia utimi gina ba bia frɛ nyame e ma ne yeye but say o ka kire say Italy for cathedral bi 200 years ago that time no me unye sure say no ma ye major projects e no mu si cathedral no enti ye voice kan go si cathedral nyansa de nyansa e re kekere oman e bi ni wutirim
kwan
Asenso Boache
o say
nyansa de kekere oman e bi ni Asenso Boache
okay but onim nyansa
Erata ne ye wanyansa hodo
wa obi kasa wo
onim nyansa but nyansa de kekere oman se leader oni bi
na commander wo tia se obi nyansa tie mia no wo tia se nyansa de kekere oman Asenso Boache ni bi
of course
na ba bi Asenso Boache duru o politics mu bacho commander wo duru ana
Erata minuru honemu ye me pese me kan se opportunities etimi ba abre bia se minya opportunity dache na me duru baby Asenso Boache duru ye na mempene sɛ meba be gyina bonten aka kire me kromfo sɛ aya ye be ye beba wo mu krom no yenya kwan nsi nkyɛn ne mfa sika no kosi asɔre dan
ekwan bi a
ka me kromfo ko mu me nkome
ekwan bi a metumi apia wa
okay
wo be kwa akodi minister bia no me mepia na me pia wa asɛm we matwa to ukoduru owie na ukodi nkwasɛm me to jama
to Germany because me on any day me jimi hu di sɛ me prioritize project ya dem faso beba asene sabi ade a ye adefedefe eni adada ase
na wo bi ono wadi MP obantema why road minister commander say adua de buo ma
na ha enkro bebre wo ho a se wo de boda mini ekogina ma political party bi oba ne example fa obi ko keta fa obi ko north tomu be bi okuje to abla kwawi the rota fa obi ekọ bantema fa obi ko atoma obi ko adwoso se o MPP ni e wa Ashanti region ba bi a mebubo ya opewu mpo bodam ni kro oba we ne fa obi ko voter region area se a mebubo yi opewu mpo o NDC ni na bodam ni kro oba we ne yen set records no straight but me masem ne say for a whole cabinet minister to say empu enei he'll still defending say cathedral ni de ye nemom road na ye expressway no eno de ohuni say sikani honti kayenyan omo ye double road no no minim se omu sika nso ade na double road no country na nado say akra kuma se double road no ni sika nso enti enyan to
that time plan so ne ye ho kire ye chen sei
enti no Asenso bachi ni bibia bia ode be magana fo e normal political talk ya
quick one abigi tenase na ye bone tew abigi j na boko de
na ma nyamnya do me ho din papa
we de quick one and then some dosun but then and some Asenso boache e de aba be tudwa be bia commander wie ye mfamfi ona afi no ye nko zipline and a drone no ene nkwada ya wo mo ewie school ya wo ma feli quick one ye ni kan kwa Asenso boache we
na mama menchi ahwefo ma menka we nchira Asenso boache adwin bia ndani tinim
are
ayem yese na nadu pointing road minister Asenso boache wo metimi so do boda
na da sama wo kan nya no kwe
that's na mine na nadu peso akra tu kumase no mo so mo ye meboa ana mo manne ana mo jaho ana mo di se sika no eko road rush o katita omo di sika no se sika no katria $98 million anya ye fan ko Ghana sika mo na Ghana fo ye na mo mo ti jom na sa dollars no mu ye fan ko cedi na ye ti de ye na mo o mo amu do mo ye dam so ya tia aban no ye kan no kwenchire Asenso boache say people for ya kromfo because $98 million nyama o ma nya pe adane swimming pool
okay
antimen ye aduma bia wo say aye $98 million na aban fro wa basai media me dwenu ho me ba ye kwan no wo so onjai ana me mama bi Asenso boache na na do person adantu na wan tira letter commander na do say okay cathedral
onya national cathedral
onjai
no se national cathedral na nu so ehia
chain rose na Asenso boache na adwene ye aduma
se no justify say wo ko Italy Rome o si aso dan so no mu nyanya o mu kwan
enti so no ko ho ko je no me o tu kwan ko je no me o ti mi se mi ko je no me da benda broni bia free ha se me ba ba je mi ho me
endi o mbada
US man pani ba ha ba je no me da benda US ni se me ba ha Ghana ha ba ko hospital ha Ghana pani fo ni nyina yale o mo se ya form tu
fly ye ko
me boa enti Asenso boache nsem na o ka ye nsem hunu na o ka kira Ghana fo odi atem because when this sikani be want to mean kase sikana ye wrong and and the end is for so mayo ya yenta o machini ahwe so mbetima ya want to mean ka say enye omunjai wo nyansa churo letter command President Mahama say on stop kwan when the chess MPP for na kasa o muni vision omo aimless
Asenso boache kan
oye number 1 oye aimless
na national cathedral no mo dia tudwe se ye de komukura nkentimi wie kwan
ye
de shema nkentimi wie kwan no
na sinama me se ma top road me pese me top road manya sika na obi se proton bato na bia ma 100 million na manya me 75 million arentina me mfa nkoma proton na se je na me 25 me 2,500 embasos. Was said me, I didn't know one fine yet, why one fine yebi. Now I die. No was said this cigar now they could yet continue what the away. And the way they misland this yabine. And this for Omunche, and you was so mujan. Omunchinium, Yanchinium, Sassa, Yasha Rosa, Yedi Shannon, son, near Riska Woody, what we call Otimpi. And the MP for Nankasan, I say, I oh, Omon said there be the Ayantimanian. Didn't tell me what did you what Mahama say, or bet me a car room, Edgemas or bet me, Namoy or the 4 years, Master Dubai or the what the aye, first wine. MP by 8 years. First 2, almost say drawing in your moment, almost all of course. And to me, drawing in your corner. Oh, say yes, sir. Omana Cotinas say, and yet, and to almost pass on me 8 years, almost all left you. And the end is about Sakas or Baba, meaning so much be paid. And to omit my and to Miss Ladies about so Munya. Now, MP for and not the Munyansa because Omu Jimmy do. Where on Sabbath and I say, young, who say on possessor? Oh, I didn't say, a dear who catch us a solidan, a 1 year, chain, a quaya or Mayana. Because no master now what in a tunnel, or catch us a Ghana can. Oh, here, interchange Mahama say, 15 years at, oh, mine. Now, the person Mubisas or Monam or Moya campaign. Omunam yum no kwaya na omoyede nye kwan na omona e kwan nya because sinema amanenya wonwa omoya kwasefo because omu kasa kase omu pupa free omunam kwan na omu huse kwan nye okay anti ayesa na ombeka okay ayesa hunu na health minister so about drop information bibra for drone ho sinema amanenya wonwa bonyen ankasa me God for betie mu ka wose sam leba unya dam yesi drone kra ba kra no ne yesi oman ne shada moka bia edru ba bi no oman ne boka busumi bia sika di ko wuram ense anodin no do sinama na se wom so mo yewie kra no na de drone supply condom eni ayi na wonu say yesi condom kasa bom nya papa za ajai yesi maya na mo nam no mo ye campaign bonya wi ayo mo Mister Sasha Moody, uni evidence, evidence. To sign, sign. Drawing now, you can say the drawing never had. Drawing now, of course, drone now, they were supplying room and do. I had a spare condom. Now, condom say medical. Condom money yet day. See the farmer. But now, this hard run, yes, or the day. Some of me had the idea about no, they are buried. Until I didn't know one country Ghana for say, Drain now made the buyer, made the fuck condom. And your condom, oh, cinema, exercise book in the fuck, oh, TT. But now can't say, or the draw never fat. I was so the phone, I will fund draw, hospital, work gun, and I am nebula. Now they are called after your correction, Maya say, a condom, a chain draw. Anti Mumbusabo, me saw the condom day. Mumbusano, a Maya did a chin offer. To say, baby, your name to see ya, and go on to second drawing now, because or the drone or second of Nordic. Ah, minus Saboka, and I need to focus on my check. Omuncum, W. or my check. I was saying, I'm not coming for your channel. No, I will say, I was saying, I chibom, there's family. You go say a man, why I come to work. Ah, Biggie. Cinemachi, a whole former vice president. And then the whole former vice president, the catcher, offer drawing so the baye, and no amount of man, I am fast. Now I die for condom. What I'll do one. O bobo suma bone koso kondo me tese yan fanyi ye anya diane ne yedi nti ya se fanfa match nti ubomnya koso match we ko na se pe man anya ka match wonti ya se ba man no ba nhiem o se yan fan enfa nti bomnya mo person the whole Ghana condom sort nti o ko ye campaign condom tama no ye campaign se condom na sort baby, we do bia na condom assault. Yes, it's sika common drone. Ah, na sika be kom. Sina ma nye wonwa na wonni hwe kra na. Correna Stakatilla. Winning she crana, Sinama, never a cosno. Say anything for sale, we are what power. Cassandra was about your dem. Can you go so on your own? I must say, me a campaign. Sinamati, a summer make an home. Bomyan Cassandra say, and this your vessel, much is simple. When they walk off from the videos now, what can?
Yeah.
Send me the by a young Jessica, who say, oh, mine, Yamoka. After that's all, yeah, Neka, board wrong, at me, a crowd road to Kumasi. And to sign people, because I'm no Orban. Orban $1 forces $1 or semi ban me $2. Number 2 name the IGP when demand $2. Or so oversee toilet a man Ghana for when demand see. Or so good or quiet dam of slim. Young who damn crop. But yes, share Bobby pray you. Or by was sack as a war or for drawing. Or so the whole Yassi. Ghana number 1, top number 1. Our for drawing, said drawing in a condo. Tibonian and Kofobi cast me papa. And Kofobi I can't some seven young Kofo on Omonam. I want me a compare fana or you wear Gofoneko, Mamma Leka, so you wear because the condo now, what you may have die and no, I'm not drawing a fuck condom. Cinema, yes, as me, I did you. I don't know what to say. But when I say, I don't afford any more.
About me out to me, I know. I don't plan a whole former vice president. What did drone about drone up bois? I'm a nonny baby at the condom class, yes, supply condom baby.
Ghana, I'm a fast power.
Are they?
A fast back. What's about me?
What's about me? Adam, Yenchino.
I Ghana, I'm a fast to say US body now. Oh, yeah, I know my phone. What's about me? Can you cause idea channel? I was say a china too. Because Ghana Milaning the fast, are you slow? No, the whole vice president, the work catcher say, draw the whole yes, no, I'm not drawing above her. I had my effort drew baby. Near that's all I second on the Akuffo. What? Oh, my name I said the phone. Can you say what's about serious about now? Me send it for where they ban your mammy, I'm a slam woman. Sad, Munchable, your mammy. I did it for President Mahama, Miss Slow. Wait, aha. Chebonya too. Nabonya wa boka Ghana MPP boka Ghana boko. Ah, the whole vice president now.
What's it?
Ghana boka.
The boka say.
The boko for Supian Basa Mabonya so be vice president.
Young queen next story so.
Cinema ya boka.
Young queen. Eh, money Hawaii. Ebe. Na yesem kwada teacher ni bi so ba teacher ni bi dia babo ti se first na omotworo man kwada no.
Anasina
they say and the farmer man chairman crown.
Oh, and I Messada, me catch us say, Nanado person, or say, me yaman at Shemanimunya. On catch us or yaman and Kulana Daching. Nanado pair a yam abona and a win. Say, as a one a cat. Sending yellow crack. Some club we are mother the bank with a young time. I just started to see exams. The band and Kulaya exams we are. No more different yet assume him. Mammy for Woofy. Yaba Mukunu, Yaba, Jinchi. Are you about Yamo? Almost the same Kulani touch was school and the non Kulani Shandy. Ah, not teacher for us some Nomuka, 100%. Almost drama almost, also, I know man to own Kulana. Ah, what did one Kulani in Comamos? Eh, the same is about buying. As I'm saying, no more do change another person. Because another near that to say, but no person or person China, but no vice president, Sika Marian, or who actually not kata. And to move for Scapapa, and to as I'm saying, or my man Kulana cat, and Kulana cat, Ghana for the once again for your Jimmy Ketuary, near Bossy and my young Kulana cat. Naso Oman and Markaman Kulana. Ghana, Messiah no correct teacher for Messiah no correct passing on Omotramo. Okay, I want to be some crowd, a crowd of pump and wood trap.
Okay. I beg you, or Chibefi, and what Dinko Mobina, Comono, and say, I'm not dean to do. You could tell me a cover, I beg you to us.
Messay, politics now, Yakoheno. Election, I bet to the 31st December, and that grosso. 31st January. We need an experienced person. Yeah, here Obia or no Wakobida, Minyanamaka. Obia Yasona Japan. Ghana vote in Nimno. Emre Muya Dewo Ghana ha. MPP impending for Dane Marco Shetebwase. On no sorry waka. Echo Supreme Court 2012. Okay, 2012 you two about here. MPP lose your CNTS here. MPP impending for Dane Ma. Go Shetebwase. Safo no and ne. Almost almost party for that about Bianca home. I'm near or no what the party in the Supreme Court. And now you reform the bre about elections more Ghana. Ama and ne Ghana batwa and what Sandy Part Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano or no and I may come from amount. Okay, I'm sure wait and then someone or Chibafi area up to that. After Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano, quick one, I'll be young way.
Sinamai. Aquana Casara Musa, you correct.
Or someone to Abama Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano, 2012. Okojire mu mamu MPP
ene
ana mu lusu ye
mfa so bia mai ya boka inskin kai me satam 2012 na mahunu ensel na me hunu se de me hunu ne bom na kama obom na kokot kama mana nko da
are
sema wase me akire me ka che se adi bia le ba na ba di animu bia no animu ase ba
ampa
se wo se me boa aye 2012 na start here bom nya ye se okogina court no ka MPP lose o ase bom nya kogina ho no ne che se ngukuo baba se wo se me boa me ye nzampo a kire hwa afia santoa okoya ye 3 days na hwon ne agefuni ya se wa ni on nipa bebre eno se me nka nko a kire 2024 MPP ni ti akonya so MPP for so man ye duma bia wo Ghana bia Ghana for omo breaki record abis ida but onya ko ye ni da di anim ya da sorry I say MPP a report anya wi keke osina ma anya wi keke o wi a wo wi ye nyina say MPs 51 ya twa ba wi na MPP a lose and wo ka tell me say sama jiwinti minim nyansa nti me pasa MPP de bi omutena position nti me nko salai antwa ba ma obi a oni vision number 1 ba onet me nye leader onwo ema MPP enya no munyam da anti papa we nyina omunyina sika no mudi a kirende se nyankopon bo o na papa we ahu ade paase ya oni ba onwa chi da anti ba onwa chi da fo na ebebre anim na kura so mo nka da because papa ni sika na wo wia Ghana sika no eno na omo pesa omo di manasa se omo kanu party se mi anka ba onya mi hia ba onya se ya mega chia se papa for sika no for temponche anan dwan na to asase kakraka na ye omo na baba faso ama because ye tin se odi campaign faso bia maso anti kan se yanko to ba mu ba onya nka ba pe Ghana ha ye nya obi a oba ye first ori ye uniform awo MPP mamum anya obi a na beba obari ase yansanto student bi onya wi ni dia ye bi sita MPC 51 MPP lose 2 million vote na chi nti wo se yansanfo sa ni po nto da bi Ghana for mo ena na mama sinema wuna ma adwomfo esu almost MPP mfo pa kan Japan ma ukwa adwumayefo mu a ya send MPP form for kan Japan ba obi ase ba onya de omo mpe no zero ya se zero man omo mpe zero man zero man mo so mo force se zero man nsambla zero man ba sa ya zero nti MPP form omo amonim di no omo so omo mpe no nti omo kan mo ntu emfa onya de emfa o enho ko wie ma me se emfa da bona anka Ghana da ansi da muntu ma adwenum me say samu ha sika no batie o delegate o baba to fomfo mafia ansi da bo no timi nya MPP o ye MPP leader o timi nya president o pa makto anya se ka no se onim de wo ba mu a ka waka che se wansesa
yenkwa na
sinamai
abusua irmasi abugine etene nkane be so babiem akai fo nyina